In the latest report by the National Institute of Economic and Social Research, monthly estimates of UK GDP indicate that output grew by 0.9% in 3 months ending in August, after growth of 0.7% in July. I have Simon Kirby on the line, and he is a Principal Research Fellow from the NIESR in London. So Simon, this recent rate of growth is the fastest since July 2010. So can you tell us more about this latest report?
The UK economy has expanded by just under 1% according to our 1% per quarter according to our latest monthly GDP estimates. That's for the 3 months to August of this year. This is a relatively robust rate of growth for the UK economy. It's the kind of rate of growth that we'd expect to see when we're talking about recovery for the UK economy, and it's relatively broad-based as far as we can tell. So it's production, construction and the service sector all contributing positively to economic growth. The real question becomes then is, can we maintain these robust growth rates in the quarter and years ahead? And that's where we have to be somewhat cautious over expecting such robust rates of growth to continue. And we do expect them to moderate, to soften somewhat over the coming quarters.
And Simon, you believe the recession is actually over. However, the period of depression is likely to remain for some time. What are your major concerns in regards to what is actually stunting a global recovery?
So the UK has been stagnant for around 2.5, 3 years since it stopped contracting in 2009. And so this is the beginning of some robust economic growth return to the UK economy, but it still means that the level of GDP, the level of output, is quite significantly below where it was at the start of 2008 on our estimates, just around 2.75%. To put this into context, the United States and Germany both recovered their pre-recession levels of GDP in 2011. Now, we don't expect that kind of scenario to happen for the UK until at least the start of 2015. That really does highlight where the UK is compared to these other economies. We've still got a significant way to go just to recover that level of output from the start of 2008, let alone rein in and mop up the spare capacity that the UK economy currently experiences. Now, looking ahead, while we do expect economic growth to continue, there are some notable headwinds out there, in particular from the external environment, that are likely to limit the rate of economic growth that the UK can enjoy. And in particular, I'm thinking about the euro area, because the crisis certainly isn't over. And although we've seen some numbers reporting growth there, these are relatively weak growth rates for a relatively weak economy overall. And at the same time, there are signs that emerging markets, which have been driving economic growth globally, are slowing as well. And it's emerging markets that have been driving export growth from the UK economy. So that clearly is a potential headwind for the UK over the coming years. So it clearly does show that the UK has some way to go just to tick that box of closing or regaining that level of output enjoyed prior to the crisis. On top of that, then we need to take into account that the UK still has a significant output gap to close. There's significant spare capacity out there. One possible way of looking at this is looking at the rate of unemployment in the UK, which currently stands at around 7.8%. And so we do need to see some robust growth over the coming years to bring us back to the level of GDP we enjoyed pre-crisis, but also to absorb that spare capacity that currently exists in the UK.
Thank you very much, Simon, for that. Well, viewers, do stay tuned to Dukascopy TV, and I will see you again on Monday. Have a great weekend.